My dear little coders, the most hyped up model in the recent history is available finally. Go to Google AI Studio, aistudio.google.com, try Gemini 3. The moment you click it, you can go access it. I would like to start the video by showing what I built using it. So this is a simple game. All I had to do was I just gave a very simple naive prompt, build a mini AI versus real voting game using Nano Banana and also any free image service like Unsplash and Google Gemini 3 Pro Preview. Created this in 0 shot, like I didn't have to give anything else. So you can see how I am playing. When I click play next round, it is going to generate an image using its own API. So I didn't have to give the API key as well. And then it is going to pick one image from the internet. And all I have to do is vote. It is going to give me a score here. It's going to give me a streak. So for example, I have to pick which one is AI generated, and it's quite obvious this is, and it says I'm correct, and it gives me the prompt that it used to generate. So all these things are happening on the go. I mean, we are not obviously talking about the game itself, but the fact that in 41 seconds, it took about 41 seconds, in 100 seconds overall, this entire thing is generated. You can see the diff file, you can see the entire file. If you want to go deploy it, you can deploy it. So this is the build feature within Google AI Studio, which I'll show you shortly. But otherwise, if you were to just use the model, like I said, you can go to home, click try Gemini 3, and then come back here. This is option 1. Option 2 is go to home, click playground. Once you click playground, you would see Gemini 3 Pro Preview. Gemini 3 Pro Preview. You can see here details. So this is the detail of the model here. You can see the pricing that they are doing here is right now it's in preview. So we will get to know the actual full pricing after the model goes in like the GA generally available mode. But for right now, for less than 200,000 input token, you're paying $2 per million token and $12 per million output tokens. And greater than 200,000, you're going to pay $4 input and $18 output token. So the pricing is quite expensive. So if you see, for example, when you compare it to Gemini 2.5 Pro, Gemini 2.5 Pro was $15 output token, and this is $18 output token. Both input and output are more expensive. I think Google is betting heavily on the model's capability, and also I think they might be doing good if less people use it, because they don't have to improve the service or handle like load balancing and all the outages that usually other model providers have to handle. So I think this is like seriously a preview model. So let me click the model here. You can see the model has been selected. Now I can go chat with the model. So now you can go ask any question that you want. Like for example, I just simply asked Google Pixel phone SVG. So this is my prompt, very simple prompt, create an SVG of Google Pixel phone. And you can see the model started thinking. So this is its internal chain of thought, and we do not know if it is a raw chain of thought or it is, let's say, a summarized chain of thought, like what opening is doing. But you can see here, it is going through the thought and finally creating something. And after I have the SVG, I can run it, show the preview, and you can see this almost looks like the back of the Google Pixel phone. I got like an old Google Pixel phone, except the height. I think everything else is very decent. So I'm going to go back to playground again, click Gemini 3 Pro Preview, and I can just like literally ask any question. Create a simple Python program that can create a Seaborn bar chart in the theme of ggplot to make sure to use any default data. Send it. Once you send this, you're going to have the code written, and this is a natively multimodal model. That means you can upload audio clips, you can upload images for it to understand, and you can see here it managed to use the code, and your code can be verified. So the code is like it's using ggplot2, and yeah, so the model is very fast. I'm going to make a separate video about testing the model and all those things, but for now, go experience something that is unreal. So another interesting aspect of the benchmark is they have separately benchmarked Gemini 3 DeepThink. So instead of using the LLM as vanilla, they have slapped DeepThink on top of Gemini 3, and then said that whenever they use DeepThink on top of Gemini 3, it further improved the benchmarks. Like for example, humanities last exam, Gemini 3 Pro got 37.5%, while Gemini 3 DeepThink got 41%. So this is the deep think mode where the LLM can take longer time to reason. And you can see across all the benchmarks, GPQA, Diamond Org, AGA2, there is a huge jump from 31%, it is 45%. In fact, the 31% itself is like the industry leading, but it further pushes the boundaries and then it has got 45%. So across all the benchmarks, you can see whenever they use deep think as a mode, deep think as a model, like the longer thinking model, it pushes the boundaries further. But it will be pretty interesting to see how that model will help in the real world. But for now, Gemini 3 is available on Google AI Studio, Vertex AI, Gemini, CLI, and they've got a new agentic development platform. Again, one more, Google has got Jules, Google has got Google AI Studio, Google has got Gemini CLI. Now Google has got something called Google Anti-Gravity, which we'll probably cover later on, and Cursor, GitHub, JetBrains, Manus, Replit, and more other platforms. Let me know what you think about this particular model. See you in another video.